In this video, we're going to do the last example from your handout of limiting and excess reactants. Let's take a look at example 5. Determine the number of moles of titanium metal that can be produced when 2.8 moles of titanium 4-chloride reacts with 5.4 moles of magnesium, according to the equation below. So let's go ahead and write some information down. So firstly, we have our balanced equation given to us. That's always great. Always double check though to make sure everything's balanced. Titanium, chlorine, yep, magnesium, good. Okay. And we have 2.8 moles of titanium 4-chloride, so 2.8 moles, and it's reacting with 5.4 moles of magnesium. And we want to find how many moles of titanium metal are produced. So let's go ahead and do that. So we want to find number of moles here. So this is a simple limiting reactant problem. We need to find what a limiting reactant is, and then use that to find the moles of titanium. So let's go ahead. That's our step 2. We want to find the limiting reactant. Find limiting reactant. So we can do it in several methods. Let's do. I'm going to do it the method where I will. I'll compare. I'll just choose a substance. I'll choose magnesium, and I'll see how many titanium chlorides, 4-chloride should react with it. So we know that we have a 2 magnesium for every 1 titanium chloride, 4-chloride that'll react. So I'm going to take my moles of magnesium, 5.4 moles of Mg. And I'm going to multiply it by that ratio. So I'm going to get 1 mole of titanium 4-chloride over 2 moles of Mg. So basically just dividing by 2 because it's 2-to-1 ratio there. And I get 5.4 divided by 2. I get 2.7 moles of titanium 4-chloride. So this is what should react. Now, what do I actually have in the question? In the question, I have 2.8 moles. I have more than what will or should react for my titanium chloride there. I have 2.7 moles should react with the magnesium is given, but I have 2.8. So since what I have, 2.8, is more than what should react, 2.7, the titanium 4-chloride is the excess reagent, and magnesium is limiting, because if one of them is the excess, the other one has to be limiting. So we figured out that magnesium is our limiting reactant because of this. If you want to find how much is left over in terms of moles, this is just an aside, so aside or extra. What you could do is you could simply do, well, you would have 2.8 moles that are available minus 2.7 moles that would react, and that would give you 0.1 moles of excess titanium chloride. And if you want to find the mass of this, you would simply do your mass times your molar mass of titanium 4-chloride, and that would give you your mass that's left over of your excess. That wasn't asked in the question. I'm just showing you if you want to do that, what you would do. So, but now let's go back to the main question. We know what our LR is. It's the magnesium. So now we can use the magnesium, the LR, to solve. We're looking for titanium. It's 2-to-1 ratio. So you would know right away it's divided by 2, but let's just go ahead and show that. So we have a 2 magnesium to 1 titanium ratio. Our magnesium is 5.4 moles of Mg multiplied by our 1 mole of titanium for every 2 mole of Mg. Cross out the moles of Mg, and you just get 5.4 divided by 2, which is 2.7 moles of titanium. And so in our question, it looks like we have 2 sig figs. So our final answer should be the 2 sig figs as well. And it looks like we already have 2 sig figs here. 2 sig figs. And we can say, therefore, 2.7 moles of titanium are produced. If the question asks for mass, you would simply do the moles times the molar mass. If the question asks for number of atoms, so let's say the question asks for mass. So an aside, if the question asks for mass, we'd do mass is equal to the moles of titanium times the molar mass of titanium. But let's say the question asks for number of atoms of titanium. You would simply do the number of moles of titanium that you found there times the Avogadro's number. So you can convert based on the formulas that you know. And any of those things could be asked. You'll see some problems in your homework like that, where you might have to convert the number of particles to mass, just like we did in previous problems as well. And you could always be asked to find leftover limiting excess reactant as well. So you can get some more practice just by doing that in your other problems as well to get some practice. So if you go back to previous problems that we've done, you can go and find what the excess reactant was and try to figure out what is left over from that. You can essentially do all of your practice and skills within the worksheets that you're within the note sheets that you're given by just adding your own extension questions to them and trying them out. Of course, the answer keys for the homework sheets are included. So when you're doing the homework for, let's say, limiting excess reactants, you go to the learning goals, and you'll see here, once we scroll down, some worksheets with answers included there, and then also additional textbook problems that you can try out with answers that are included. That concludes limiting excess reactants. So please make sure you do the practice. Make sure you learn all 3 methods. You're allowed to have a choice as to which method you want to use. Of course, some methods give you advantages over others depending on the situation when you're looking for the limiting reactants. And if you missed anything in the video, you can always rewind and go at your own pace, but there's also the filled in version of the note over here.